A personal interview is one-on-one evaluation tool used to gauge a candidate's knowledge, suitability for the assignment, confidence, and communication skills. Here are a few situations demonstrating the do's and don'ts while facing an interview.
Situation 1. Body language. Actions speak louder than words. Your body language can enhance or diminish the impact of your words during an interview. It can create either a positive or a negative impact on the interview panel. For instance, a confident and polite posture that accompanies your entrance sends a positive signal about you to the interviewers. What they don't like is an excessively obedient posture and gesture.
Good morning, please come.
When you're asked to sit, assume a straight sitting posture on the chair saying thank you.
Good morning.
Ms. Purva, please be seated.
Thank you.
Assume an enthusiastic smiling face when you describe your skills and accomplishments. Remember to make good eye contact with the panel members.
I have successfully completed 2 projects in the area of chipset technologies during my internship with Intel, and my project manager appreciated my work.
Your voice plays a significant role in your interview. Use a moderate pitch, an appropriate volume, suitable pauses, intonation, and good articulation in your voice.
I'm quite confident that the knowledge and skills I have acquired during these 2 projects would enable me to contribute significantly towards the projects in your company.
Situation 2. A good introduction. Why is this question asked? This question is generally asked as the first question in a job interview, and it aims at knowing your strengths in terms of skills, accomplishments, and areas of interest that may have a bearing on the job position you have applied for. Look at the following responses to this question.
I live with my parents and a younger sister. My father is an engineer in BHEL and my mother is a teacher. I like playing video games and surfing the internet. At present, I am in my final year of engineering.
This interviewee has focused too much on family and has given a very ambiguous response. Her body language indicates disinterest and she looks only at one panelist while answering the question asked. You should try and give a sweeping glance to all panelists, which shows confidence as well as regard to the panelists.
I'm Aarti Nair and I've completed my BTech from IIT Delhi. My parents are working professionals and I have been brought up in Delhi. During my last year of college, I was involved in various extracurricular activities and was the secretary of the placement committee. I've been a diligent student and maintained high scores and rank throughout. My favorite subjects are 3G technology and electronics.
This interviewee has started well by introducing herself and talking about positions of responsibility held as well as her interests. This will lead the interviewer to question her further on her areas of expertise, which will give her a chance to sell her candidature to the panel. She must also add why she feels she is a correct candidate for the job by aligning her strengths with the job profile and requirements.
Situation 3. Leading or directing the interview. The importance of leading the interview panel lies in the opportunity to lead the interviewer to talk about your core strength areas. You can also lead the panel to a hobby that you have exemplary knowledge in.
We see that you have an impressive academic record. What about extracurricular activities? How do you spend your free time?
In my leisure time, I like to paint and listen to rock music. I also like to travel and explore new places. Recently, I have started collecting coins and I am very interested in Indian musical instruments.
This candidate has stated a long list of interests and hobbies and the interviewer is now in a position to question him on any of his hobbies or interests. Such a position could be disadvantageous as it opens up a plethora of questions. It is always considered better to mention 2 or at the most 3 hobbies that one has deep knowledge about. In this context, a desirable response would be,
in my leisure time, I like visiting museums and collecting art. I am particularly interested in Impressionism and the works of Vincent van Gogh. I am also an avid reader and my favorite author is William Dalrymple.
This candidate has mentioned specific areas of interest within the realm of art and literature. This will lead the panel to question her on her favorite author or painter within the Impressionist era. In this way, she has successfully narrowed the scope for questioning. This is very advantageous as the candidate can thoroughly prepare in advance. Situation 4. Depth versus breadth of knowledge. In an interview session that lasts for 10 to 15 minutes, it is very difficult to gauge the depth of information that a candidate possesses in more than 1 or 2 areas. Since questioning can focus on one's subject of study, areas of interest, hobbies, or future goals, it is imperative to be well prepared in all spheres. Superficial knowledge is not enough. The following videos demonstrate this point.
You mentioned that 3G is one of your favorite subjects. What exactly does 3G mean?
3G stands for third generation.
3G is a network expansion which allows direct internet connectivity, wideband data access, simultaneous voice, data, multimedia as well as network-based applications all rolled into one. 3G is a network that allows the user to use the cell phone as a credit card.
3G refers to the third generation of wireless telephony. Over this network, one can transmit voice, high-speed data, and video. A user can simultaneously video chat and surf the internet. It provides a wider spectrum of operating frequency. This technology will empower users and ease congestions on mobile networks.
Purva has not shown depth in her knowledge. She has merely stated what 3G is. Both Kiran and Priyanka have demonstrated good knowledge as well as explained the applications of 3G. But hypothetically, if Priyanka is a mechanical engineer and Kiran is a computer engineer, then Priyanka's answer is perceived as the better one. She brings in inclusiveness and even a lay person will be able to relate to her answer.
Why is this question asked? The employer wants to hear your interpretation of the important aspects of this job. This is another opportunity question, an opportunity to convey to the panel how well your skills match the company's needs. For example, if you aim for the position of a program analyst trainee in an IT services company, talk about how well you have honed your skills in developing new program codes or improving the efficiency of an existing code. Give an example of an internship or project. This question will help the panel to gauge your clarity of thought.
Why do you think we should hire you?
I'm a very hardworking and dedicated individual and believe that if I'm hired, I'll undertake the job with responsibility and prove to be an asset to your organization.
This candidate has cited a lot of reasons why she should be hired. However, just listing your strengths as you perceive them is not enough. Look at a different reaction.
Over the past 1 year, I've had the opportunity to enhance my skills that are directly related to the job in question. During my internship with Wintel Corporation last year, I developed a program code for the entire operations of the manufacturing unit. My work was well appreciated by the project manager.
Here, the candidate has aligned her strengths with the quality the recruiter is looking for. She has also substantiated her qualities with the help of an example.
Situation 6. Stress interview question. Why is this question asked? A stress interview can be taken by causing discomfort to the candidate or by constant questioning and cross-questioning by 2 or more panel members. This particular question has a high discomfort factor.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I rate you 4. How do you rate yourself?
I think I'm dedicated and I can work hard even through tough situations, so maybe 5.
Aside from enjoying watching you squirm, the interviewer is hoping to see a healthy level of confidence reflected in your answer. This is one of those questions that are better answered indirectly. You don't have to give a specific number, but rating yourself 10 may project you as overly self-confident, giving the impression that you do not feel the need for further positive growth. On the other hand, a rating of 5 or 6 may portray you as underconfident or a low achiever. A safe answer would be,
I am always striving for a 10 in all aspects of my life, professional as well as personal. It is important for one to be able to give their best in all their endeavors.
An alternative answer could be,
I respect your opinion, ma'am. My intention here was to respond to the best of my knowledge and expertise. Maybe my answers were not convincing enough. Can I request you to guide me and suggest areas of improvement?
Another alternative could be,
You'll find that I'm a dedicated worker even when the going gets tough. Recently in college, I had a heavy class load of 21 subjects plus a part-time job to help me pay for college. During this time, I also undertook a leadership role in the core committee for the annual college festival. All this while, I focused on my studies and maintained a first division consistently.
This answer is much more effective and convincing than the preceding one because the example used helps the interviewer arrive at a positive conclusion about the applicant. The interviewer can see that the candidate is hardworking, motivated, resourceful, and a leader.
Situation 7. Vision Goal Orientation. Here, the employer wants to judge if you are ambitious and have realistic structured goals. The company also wants to know whether you plan to stay on the job for a substantial amount of time. Occasionally, the interviewing panel unearths some important information regarding a potential employee's longevity by asking this question. Remember, the main aim of the interview is to fill the open position with someone who will be successful in it. Say something like,
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now, I see myself in a middle-level managerial position with strong domain knowledge. This would involve managing a team of technocrats, consistently contributing to the organization with results exceeding expectations.
I hope I will be a section leader by then, maybe a manager like yourself.
In the second case, the interviewers have gained nothing except confirmation that the candidate sees her career as, with average luck, a gentle upward stroll. The candidate may also be perceived as overconfident and arrogant.
Situation 8. Awareness of strengths and weaknesses. This question is specifically asked to ascertain the candidate's self-awareness, aligning one's strengths to the job profile and identifying weaknesses that require to be worked on. It is important to be aware of one's strengths and to be able to recall 1 or 2 examples from your academic life to back up those strengths. Similarly, it is important to be aware of and be able to acknowledge one's weaknesses and be willing to work on eliminating them. As such, there isn't a right or a wrong answer to this question.
What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses? Can you tell us something about it?
My biggest strengths are my perseverance and integrity. During my engineering preparation, it was my aim to get into the best college. In my first attempt, I couldn't get through any of the IITs. However, I didn't lose hope. I dropped 1 year, worked part-time, and reappeared in the IIT entrance. Finally, my efforts bore fruit, and I got through IIT Delhi. My weakness, as I perceive it, is that I am quite shy. I take quite a while to open up and mix with people.
The candidate is aware of his strengths and is able to back one of them with a very relevant example. Situation 9. Taking an ethical stand on issues. The objective of asking an ethics-based question is to gauge the moral values, upbringing, and thought process of an individual.
Let me give you a situation. Presume that you're on your way to an interview, but en route, you witness an accident. Will you stop and help? Or will you proceed for your interview? What will you do and why?
I will proceed for my interview as I would have a time commitment to keep, and that would be my first priority.
Well, as a concerned citizen, I would stop at the accident site and gauge the seriousness of the accident. Then I would ensure a first aid or an ambulance is available to the injured person, if there is one. After this, I would quickly rush for the interview.
The panel would always find an ethical answer more impressive. Thus, try and give an ethical but practical answer like Priyanka did here.